From the PEP Radio newsroom, these are the stories we are currently following. Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump is scheduled to appear Friday at the annual gathering of Moms for Liberty, a national nonprofit that has spearheaded efforts to get mentions of LGBTQ plus identity and structural racism out of K through 12 classrooms. In a fireside chat conversation in the nation's capital, the former president will seek to shore up support from a major part of his base. The bulk of the group's 130,000 plus members are conservatives who agree with him that parents should have more say in public education and that racial equity programs and transgender accommodations don't belong in schools. Yet Trump runs the risk of alienating more moderate voters, many of whom see Moms for Liberty's policy positions as too extreme for a presidential nominee. Over the last several months, a series of embarrassing scandals and underwhelming performances during local elections have called Moms for Liberty's influence into question. The group has also voiced support for Project 2025, a detailed and controversial playbook for the next conservative presidency from which Trump has repeatedly distanced himself. Moms for Liberty serves on the advisory board for Project 2025, and the author of the document's education chapter is teaching a strategy session at the group's gathering on Friday. A candidate for city council in Waynesville, Ohio, said he was not appointed to a vacant seat because he is gay. David Nation was the only candidate who met the July 10th application deadline for the seat. Still, the city extended the application process before selecting a person who applied after the deadline to fill the seat. It was definitely blatant discrimination because I'm gay and there's just no beating around the bush about it, said Nation. Nation, who is 42 years old and has lived in Waynesville for 14 years, works as a director for a business in Miamisburg, Ohio. Records show that Councilman Chris Colvin said he did not support Nation in part because his application documents included core achievements focused on diversity and inclusion. Colvin also cited the fact that Nation is a founding member of the Rainbow Alliance ERG, which advocates for diversity, equity, and inclusion in local government, businesses, and educational institutions. Law Director Jeff Forbes said that the village's charter does not bind the council to pick a candidate by the July 10th deadline, according to records from an August 5th meeting. Nation agreed with this. As the charter is written, it was done appropriately because there is no deadline set, he said. Mayor Isaacs said the decision was one of the hardest he has had on the council, pointing out that Nation has done much community work, including fundraising for the museum at the Friends Home, which preserves the village's history. Nation said he is a longtime museum member and spearheaded the renovation. Mr. Nation was the only candidate who met the bar set by the village in submitting this resume, village resident Robert Bowen said in a letter he read to the council. Mr. Nation won't reveal what steps he is taking next regarding the council's decision. We round out today's news with this sad story. Gay award-winning journalist and countercultural writer Steve Silberman, author of the influential 2015 book Neurotribes, The Legacy of Autism and the Future of Neurodiversity, has died at the age of 66. His cause of death has not yet been publicly revealed. Silberman's husband, Keith, wrote this post in a Blue Sky social media post on August 29th. Quote, "It's my very sad duty to inform you all that my wonderful husband and best friend passed away last night." Keith asked Silberman's friends and followers to please take a moment to remember the deceased author's kindness, humor, wisdom, and love. Keith went on to say that Silberman was born on December 23, 1957, studied psychology and English literature, and moved to San Francisco, California in 1979 to live a gay life without fear. He contributed to and grew from the city's countercultural movement, spending his 20s working as a teaching assistant for gay beat poet Allen Ginsberg, becoming a devoted fan and historian of the psychedelic band The Grateful Dead, establishing a friendship and podcast co-hosting with legendary musician David Crosby, and helping as a gay coach to famed neurologist Oliver Sacks. To learn more about the stories we cover, check out the PEP Radio news page on our website for links to our sources. For PEP Radio News, I'm David Moore. Have a great Labor Day weekend. We'll be back on Tuesday, September 3rd. For now, here's more music on PEP Radio.